Calaroga Shark Media.
From poolside with the cicadas, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. Ricky Gervais did an interview with BBC2. He doubled down on his long-held defense of free speech. Ricky said, I don't tell people not to be offended. I tell them I don't care if they are. Be offended if you want. It makes it funnier for me. You can't help by what you're offended by, but don't expect me to care. It's a myth that I go out to offend. I never go out to offend. I just know that it's probably going to happen because everyone's different. There's nothing you can say, particularly anything that's mildly interesting or contentious or your viewpoint that somebody somewhere won't find offensive. And times have changed. 20 years ago, if someone said I was offended by that, I probably would go, why? Now I go, I know you are. Everyone is. That's funny. Ricky said, I've dealt with it too much, actually. I think the last couple of tours, I've dealt with cancel culture and free speech because I felt like I had to. Now I don't have to. I'm ignoring it all. I shouldn't even bring it into the room. Those people there have paid hundreds of pounds. They're not offended. I can play to 1 million people, not one complaint. As soon as it goes on Netflix, 50 million people. Of course there's going to be someone who doesn't like it. What am I going to do? It's too late. I've been paid. I love how Ricky just doesn't care. I finished my rewatch of The Office UK. Again, there's only 14 episodes. It goes pretty quick. It's better than the American version. You know, they're different. You're comparing 100-something episodes to 14. But the David Brent character is so cringe. Like Steve Carell's Michael Scott, they quickly softened, and, you know, you could see yourself actually hanging out with Michael Scott. But the David Brent character is so cringe. There were times where I was talking back to the TV like, oh, my goodness. Like, it's unbelievable. If you haven't watched the UK Office in a while, it's on Hulu. Go back and watch it, especially, you know, if I say The Office, you picture Michael, Jim, and Pam, but go back to the original. It's really good. I do have to scold the audience today. Now, maybe not you, particular listener, who I'm in your ears right now, because you were smart, but just in general, I have to scold everybody. What are you people doing? Netflix released the top comedy specials for the first half of 2026. These are the ones that are the most watched. Now, the top special for people with brains was Katt Williams, The Last Report. That got 11.3 million views. So good job there, but that's not why I'm here to scold you. You know what's number 2? Marcelo Hernandez, American Boy. You're watching Marcelo Hernandez attempt to do stand-up comedy. He does one thing. Marcelo Hernandez, American Boy, premiered January 7th and got 9.2 million views. Now, hopefully, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt here. Netflix might count anything as a view. Hopefully, what they counted here was you watched 4 seconds of it and went, oh my God, this is unbelievably unfunny. And you hit stop and they're like, nope, that's a view. Hopefully, that's what happened. Hopefully, you listen to this podcast and you're like, how unfunny could Marcelo Hernandez be? This guy, Johnny Mac, goes on and on about it. I got to see how unfunny this is. And you watch 3 seconds of it and you're like, oh yeah, Johnny Mac is right. This is horribly unfunny.
You have to dance or you have to find a new family. That's the rule. I had to dance. Ever since I was a kid, I had to dance. That's how I had to enter my house. If people came to my house, my mom would be like, Marcelo! And I'm 6 years old, and I have to leave my room like this. And I'm like, Mommy, I don't want to dance. And my mom is like, yeah, and I didn't want to escape Cuba, so dance. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what that's like. I'm sorry. And I would think that I'm doing a good job, and then out of nowhere, my mom would be like, no, Marcelo, not like that. Do what I taught you. And I'm like, Mommy, please. Don't make me get nasty.
So it's got to be that, right? Like, you watched like that much, and you were like, oh my God, this is not funny at all. I have to hit stop on this. But Netflix was like, nope, gotcha, that's a play. All right, so I apologize, listener. I see what happened there. You sampled it because you couldn't believe how horrible it was, and then you watched it, and you're like, Johnny Mac is right. Okay, I apologize. I shouldn't have taken a shot at you. Sorry about that. I'm very sensitive about these things. I'm here to promote good comedy. We'll be hearing a lot about Marcelo Hernandez in the next few weeks because he's part of the Kevin Hart movie. When's that thing out again? 72 Hours is out July 24th. That's 2 days from now. To save his career, a 40-year-old executive, Kevin Hart, is playing a 40-year-old. Dude, just own it. You look good, Kevin, but you're 47. You're not 40. Like, I'm 56. I'm going to be 57. I'm not 50. I wish I was 50. I wish I were 40. I like to pretend I'm young, but I'm not 40. You're not 40. I'm not 50. You're not 40. To save his career, a 40-year-old, played by a 47-year-old, Kevin Hart, joins a crew of 20-somethings for a wild Miami bachelor party after they mistakenly add him to a group chat. Marcelo Hernandez, one of those wild Miami 20-year-olds. The dude is good-looking. I just feel like the Illuminati decided, you know what, let's make Marcelo Hernandez a star, and they're not going to stop. Now, while I was looking that up, I saw that Netflix is saying that Kevin Hart's Funny AF got 41.8 million views in its first season. That's a great number. Mike Epps' special Delusional, third, 6.6 million views. I thought Dillon in the Facebook group was the only person who watched that one. Ricky Gervais' late 2025 Our Mortality has pulled 6.4 million views since the beginning of the year. Dave Chappelle's The Unstoppable, 4.8 million. Again, that was left over from December. Lest you think Chappelle had a bad number, he topped the chart for July to December of 2025 with 14 million views. Oh, this is funny. Okay, I'm going to specifically call out one of the listeners to the show. You know who you are. You just texted me right now, and you're listening to your take on Sunday's pod about Marcelo Hernandez. Savage. I am writing you back. We are time traveling, and I am writing him back saying I am killing Marcelo right now, and just read your text on the show. Hilarious. Okay, so for all the people I scolded, not you, sir. You know who you are. I'm not going to say who it is. It's private text. You're reading the private text on the air anyway, John. I know. Wait, and this same person is saying I'm wrong about my take about reclining on airplanes. No, I'm not. There's no reason to recline. The seat is perfectly fine. You recline. Now I have about half an inch from my laptop, which forces me to recline, and now we're all reclining. They need to disable that button, and everyone just sit comfortably. It's fine. What they need to do is improve the headrests. Never mind the reclining nonsense. All right, so this guy's 1 for 2. He's right about Marcelo Hernandez. He's wrong about reclining. I, of course, am right about everything. Steven Wright, back in the spotlight. Steven Wright now 70 years old, which makes sense because he's been around since the 80s and 40 years went by. None of us are getting any younger. Steven Wright was on Howie Mandel's podcast, Howie Mandel Does Stuff. Steven talked about his writing process. He says, I go on the road and write more stuff. I don't think of things like that's what I should do. I've never had a plan about it. It all just happened. Tim Dillon has some thoughts about politics. Let's listen.
They're in the White House. They have the Congress. They have the Senate. They have the Supreme Court. It is them. It is now them. I don't want to hear about the deep state anymore. You're playing me for a fool. You're playing everyone for a fool. I'm sick of hearing about this deep state. All of these people, you have to be one of the stupidest people in the world to fall for this at this point. You are peddling the dumbest, most by the way, I hate to use this word, but cringe. It's literally cringe. You watch this and you go, I feel so disgusted by the fact that they think people are still going to believe this.
Send your letters to Tim Dillon. Ryan Hamilton was on WRIF radio with a very DJ-sounding DJ. The DJ asked Ryan about the comparisons to Jerry Seinfeld, and I think if you listen to this clip, you'll hear it in Ryan Hamilton's speech pattern. It's not at all an absurd notion. It's definitely there in the speech pattern of Ryan Hamilton here on WRIF Radio.
I've been compared to him my whole career. I think maybe people hear in my voice a little bit his tenor and a little bit of my natural rhythm, just the way I talk. So I've been compared to him my whole career, really, in a way. But starting out, no, I was trying to be. It's interesting. You find your path. I mean, I grew up with his show. I revered him. I watched the show. I saw his lifestyle in New York and his comedic mind. But I was trying to be, in the very beginning, more absurdist, one-liner. Like Mitch Hedberg was a really heavy influence to me. Yeah, I would watch him when I first started on Letterman, and he was one of the first live shows that I ever saw, Mitch Hedberg. And I just thought, I love the way his mind thinks. And I was trying to be that, because when you first start, you don't know what you're doing, and you experiment with something, and it's almost like your essence and your voice is decided for you. You don't really decide it as much. So I started there, and eventually I became in this place where I am, and I'm always evolving.
Kelsey Cook getting a Netflix special. It's called Happy Hour. It'll be out Tuesday, August 18th in Happy Hour. Kelsey Cook explores hangxiety, relives a plain bathroom nightmare, and breaks down dating and a literal Chad. Filmed at the Fitzgerald Theater in St. Paul, Minnesota, with Eric Abrams directing. Cook's most recent special, Mark Your Territory, was released on both Hulu and YouTube and made the top 15 most streamed specials for 2025. That special has been streamed over 1.6 million times on YouTube. As for the Hulu numbers, ask the Hulu publicist. In Montreal tonight, it is New Faces. Now, I usually go, and I feel guilty that I'm not going this year. When they first announced the festival, I reached out to the people. I was like, I got to go. And they're like, yeah, get back to us a little closer. And then it got a little closer, and I was like, I don't know. I don't feel like going. And I don't know why I don't feel like going this year. I just don't feel like going. I haven't looked at the list yet. We will do that together right now. Deadline has spotlighted Englishman Red Richardson, who made their list of the comics to keep an eye on in 2026, and Mario Adrian, a German-American comic, spotlighted in their Comedy Means Business newsletter. Since its inception in 1994, New Faces has been regarded as a premier launch pad. It has launched the careers of people like Kevin Hart, Amy Schumer, who loves when we talk about her, Colin Jost, Ali Wong, Gerard Carmichael, Jack Whitehall, of course, friend of the show, Gianmarco Cerezi. Nick Brzezio is the VP of Programming and Talent, and he said, this year's performers are sharp, original, and hilarious. Well, I hope so. We're proud to offer them this platform, blah, blah, blah. Okay, New Faces stand-ups. These are new faces, so don't be surprised if neither you nor I know the names yet. Ainsley Bailey, Alon Elian, Andrew Packer, Carolina Montesquieu, Chris Renoir, Christine Mariani, David Drake, Elijah Nevels, Ellie Orlando, Eloise Efdo, she's been around, Esteban Gast, Fiona Cawley, Freddie Chanel, Gary Simons, Gus Tate, Hannah Veldhoven, Hassan Fills, Helen Bauer, Jack Hirschfield, Jackson Banks, Joe Maurice, Joey Dardano, Jonas Joseph, Kenny Lee, Mario Adrian, Mark Thompson, Mitchell Doran, Nikki Paris, Peyton Reddy, Red Richardson, and Tessa Bell. Good luck to all of those folks. Your New Faces characters, that's a fun show as well. Annie Sullivan, Caitlin Freen, Claire McConnell, George C. Owens, Jesse Kendall, John Blair, Russell Daniels, and T. Yonda. Again, great show if you're up that way. I don't know. I just didn't feel... I can't explain it because I usually am like all hopped up to go, and I just didn't feel like going this year. All right, tonight in Montreal at the Comedy Festival. Some of the shows include Jordan Jensen at 7 o'clock, Brit-ish at 7, French New Faces at 7, English New Faces at 7 at Club Soda, Timmy No Breaks at Lay Studio, 7 o'clock, and Midnight Surprise at 11:59 p.m. Now, why is Midnight Surprise at 11:59 p.m., Johnny Mac? Because when you schedule a show at 12 and you write a.m., people get confused and think that's noon, and it gets very confusing. So that's why you just schedule things at 11:59. You'll notice planes do the same things. Otherwise, people get confused. That's actually a pretty light Wednesday. So if I were up there tonight, I would hit the New Faces 1 and 2 at 7 and 9:30, but they'll eventually post them online, and we will cover it then. Chris Rock is heading to Canada. He'll be at the Toronto Film Festival. He is the director of Hail Misty Green, about a talented actress whose career has been stifled by her vices. Also at the Toronto Film Festival, I Play Rocky. Did you see the trailer for I Play Rocky? Stop listening to me right now and go watch the trailer for I Play Rocky. This guy that they got playing Sylvester Stallone is uncanny. Like, now I want to make Rocky Zero, which I've wanted to make for 50 years. So what's Rocky Zero, Johnny Mac? Well, it would take place in early 1975, and it would follow a guy who collects debts for the local mob boss. The debt collector is also a part-time boxer. So it'd be a prequel to Rocky, Rocky Zero. You'll watch. People in Mobile, Alabama are all upset that the first entertainment act announced for their new arena is comedian Matt Matthews. Matt rose to social media fame with a series of videos about life on his farm he shares with his husband. The videos often feature him yelling at farm animals while wearing a bathrobe. After earning millions of followers on TikTok, yelling at farm animals and a bathrobe. At least I'm poolside today. I'm not in a basement. At least I'm sitting by a pool. I've got some money. Matt Matthews made the jump to stand-up in 2022, and now the Not What I Ordered World Tour will be at the Mobile Arena. Some people on Facebook wrote, "Who?" Somebody else wrote, "Never heard of him." Others said it didn't look the most family-friendly thing. What do you want then? Book MAGA comedian Nate Bargatze then. Matt Matthews posted, "It's been brought to my attention that some people in Mobile aren't too happy with..." Is it Mobile or mobile? Wait, I'm looking this up. Some people say mobile, some people say it's mobile. Now you're all going to be mad at me. I don't know, I'm from New York City. I'm just going to say Alabama. Matt Matthews posted, "It's been brought to my attention that some people in Alabama aren't too happy that I was the first artist announced for the new Regions Arena. Well, stay mad, because I can't wait to bring all this gay and raunchy comedy straight to your city. The good news is, since I'm apparently such a nobody who won't sell it out, there should be plenty of parking. See you there." He then posted a thank you to his supporters saying, I joke a lot, but this one is real. Thank you, Alabama. Y'all have already pushed this show at Regions Arena to over half sold before the general public on sale even starts. Thank you. Doesn't even begin to cover it. Growing up in Birmingham, Alabama, I never imagined my life would look anything like this. I started out making videos and telling jokes online, and now I'm getting the opportunity to perform for people not just across the U.S., but in Australia, New Zealand, the UK, blah, blah, blah. Comedian Connor Ratliff is on Blue Sky. He is currently presenting one Roadrunner cartoon each day. He posts a link to the full cartoon, then posts the cartoon again in segments with his oral commentary. Connor Ratliff says many people think the Roadrunner cartoons are repetitive, but he maintains that watching them in the order they were made, as movie audiences would have in the 1950s, reveals that the gags and tropes actually satisfyingly build on each other. Meanwhile, there's a new trailer for Daffy Season, a soccer-themed short. You might have wanted to release the actual short during the World Cup, but nope, they decided to wait until November. It'll be attached to the new CGI Cat in the Hat movie. It will not be attached to the Coyote versus Acme movie coming out in August. Why, John? Because remember they made that, and then like Warner decided we're not releasing it, and they wrote it off, and now it's being released via Ketchup Entertainment, so rights, lawyers, something. Anyway, we'll get a Daffy Duck short 5 months after the World Cup ends. There is a trailer. Let's listen.
Boy, do I love soccer season.
This is supposed to be duck season. Soccer season. Duck season. Soccer season. What's up, Guac?
Guacamole.
They changed the offense! Oh, now we're talking.
That's the way to play.
Time to pull the plug on this so-called soccer season.
And that is your poolside comedy news for today. Have an awesome day.